If you have kids watching, this is what I'm about to say is not for children. Viewer discretion is highly advised.
I think the episode doesn't really do him justice because this guy it's unreal. It's like a movie. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another recap show. This is for episode 4. I'm here with, of course, the star, Mr. Vince Reed. I'm Mike, the head of production here at
ladies,
DM.
We're still taking applications for Mike.
That was last episode.
No. Every episode, Mike.
Every episode until...
Yes, he's single, by the way, if you missed the last recap.
He always has to put it in there,
yeah.
into the episode. Like,
Got
why?
To. Because, I mean, why not?
Well, I appreciate it. It's all love.
Cool.
It's all love.
All right.
But we're going to move on and head into the episode here in the recap show for episode 4. We're going to dive deep into what was not talked about, or a little bit more into detail on what was talked about, but we just didn't add it in. So how's it going? How's it going,
good,
Vince?
Man. What'd you think of episode 4?
You know, we just watched it before filming this right now, just to give a little refresh. And, man, probably the best episode yet.
It's fantastic!
I was very entertained.
Yeah.
I definitely got to say I was very entertained.
You know, your storytelling is getting better.
Is it getting better?
It is.
I mean, it's not up to me. It's up to you guys. So you tell me what you think about the storytelling.
Let's get into the episode. We're going to start with the underdog story because I think that was a big chunk of episode 4. So what didn't you add in there that you wanted to? Because I know you were talking about a couple of things about the whole competition itself.
Right.
But what actually happened? What was the juicy details?
It was funny, right? So we actually, I think, would have won had the guru, who I will not say his name, not got his email account banned in the middle of the launch.
Really?
Yeah, so he had
Why?
a massive
What
email. He had a massive email list, bigger than all of us to combine at that point. And he sent out an email with a very vulgar subject line to get opened.
So he did that on purpose.
He sent it, yeah. And his email account got banned, and that crushed him from sending emails to his list. So that's why I think we lost. So he was dependent on us marketing and pushing, all the other people that were on the team. And we still almost pulled it off. So had his email list not got, blacklisted and banned and shut down, almost hurt his whole company. Like, this launch literally affected his whole business, like a multi-million-dollar operation.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to win this thing so bad to get that street cred. He sent out an email, and let me think if I can remember what it was. Because he asked me if he should send it, and I told him no.
Oh, okay.
And he sent it anyway.
He just didn't listen.
Yeah. You want me to say what it was?
Yeah, this is a recap show.
Are you sure? All right.
Yeah.
If you have kids watching, this is what I'm about to say is not for children. How does Mike do the whole, what do they say on those things?
Viewer discretion advised.
Viewer discretion is highly advised. The subject line said, masturbate.
That's it?
That's all it said.
No context.
I have no idea how he pulled that into the launch, but he said, I need something that people will see. And we're open. He emailed out hundreds of thousands of people an email with the subject line that said that.
Now, were any of the emails opened?
I don't think it got through. I think
it's it didn't even get through.
I think it went through. I think so many people complained. You can hit sure. That's a bad email or whatever.
Yeah.
And he got his whole Infusionsoft shut down.
Dang.
Over a launch.
Dang.
So he cost us victory.
So if you were to put out an email for him, what would
to win that
the headline? Because he asked you, should I put this out? And you said no.
Right.
What would you have put?
Oh man, so email subject lines, that could be a whole recap show. I think it's important. I think list building, email marketing, even today, it's the one method that still reigns supreme, right? If you have a massive email list, it's instant distribution where you can put your message out there to the world. So I think that, and again, I was wearing my email list out as well, trying to pull every sale I could out of that to win this launch. Mm-hmm. But I think when you're honest with the list, right, you definitely want to think more like the media, like the news when you push it out. But it's normally something curiosity based.
Okay.
So,
because I remember you were saying a good way to kind of practice with headlines is to look at TMZ, BuzzFeed, all these major news publications.
Yeah. I rarely look at marketing stuff. I look at the world, because if you look at our world of digital marketing, although it's big, it's really small compared to a lot of other stuff. So you could just go to any news network, any place that has media, and just look at their headlines and titles, and you can get so much in terms of what you can use in marketing. So I get a lot of my inspiration not from marketers, but from just regular things that have a lot of traction.
Yeah.
So, I think that if you're doing a launch, I would just go onto your news section of your phone and just look at the most recent headlines.
You were in the top 3, obviously, second place, so you got to go to the mansion party.
The mansion party.
A little bit more into that. What happened? How was that?
It was crazy, man. Every marketer that was in our space at that time was there. So that was cool. That's really where we formed bonds and connections beyond anything.
Yeah.
It was cool. One thing that pops out was one of my other mentors that was part of that launch, who I haven't talked enough about. I probably got to figure out a way to bring some of his stories in. But he passed away of cancer. A story from that weekend was he had a little bit too much to drink one night. And I remember we took a picture of him on the floor and in one of these rooms, because that house had 299,463 rooms.
What?
He had a lot of rooms.
That's not a house. That's a hotel. That's a resort.
He had a lot of rooms. So we found him sleep in one of those mini rooms in this house, this mansion. And it was just a mattress on the floor in this empty room. And then the mattress was the pillow. So it was the thing we used to rag him about all the time.
Oh, so the rest of his body was on
the floor and his head was on the pillow. And that's the kind of weekend that was. Yeah.
That's hilarious. So it was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy.
It was crazy.
After that, you wanted to create your own product because you see that there's power in really good digital marketing if it's done right. You see all these other gurus, all these other successful digital marketers making their own products. Mm-hmm. So you see that mobile is going to be very, very big in the upcoming future. Apps are going to be a big deal. And you came up with the idea of why not have an app for every single person in the world? Right. That was the whole concept.
Very similar and in more detail. How you have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, TikTok.
Right.
That's an app. You have your own page, right? Mm-hmm. But everybody else is a part of that. Everybody else that's on that platform has their own page. Mm-hmm. So the vision was to everyone to have their own app in the App Store. People, not for any purpose, the same purpose you have a fan page or a business page or just a Facebook page to have your own app. And I was like, man, this is that mass market product that I've been looking for. Mm-hmm. And, it was a great idea. It was so great that dude went up there and literally said that he was launching the same company that
we'll get there.
My bad.
We'll get
Mike, I'm
hot.
There.
I know. We'll get there. Okay,
all
but
right,
first off, how did you meet the developer? Yeah.
Drink some water. Let me calm down, because this guy.
How did you meet the developer?
So during this time, there were a lot of companies that were you could be part of that would allow you to build apps, but for yourself. So this guy was building apps. I had a couple other people. In fact, one of my good friends, we fell out over it. I was talking to him. I wanted him to be the app developer. And it was so stupid. I don't even know why, but we're still cool now. But we actually stopped talking. And I was talking to a bunch of people. And I just needed someone that could handle the volume because I knew what I could pull.
Oh.
Right? I knew he could because they had a lot of people that could develop it. I mean, this is what they were doing out of Vegas. And he was the CEO of a different company that I was kind of doing some stuff for, prior to that. Uh-huh. So I already knew him. And then when I knew he was doing some app stuff, so I just flew out and one thing led to another and we closed the deal.
So travel back and forth. You're getting tired. you want to let loose a little bit. It's Vegas.
I'm working hard, man, at this time. I'm like working 16, 18-hour days.
Yeah.
Everything's an experiment. I don't know what I don't know.
Right, all trial and error,
crazy.
testing.
Yeah.
Eventually, you meet Mr. X.
I love Mr. X.
Man.
Mr. X, you know who you are.
I met Mr. X.
He's met Mr. X.
Twice.
Connor, you're going to meet Mr. X.
I'm honored.
This guy, I think the episode doesn't really do him justice because this guy it's unreal. It's like a movie within a movie in real life. But that experience that you had with Mr. X, that was the first time you met him.
That was the first time
right?
I met him, and he was so chill. And the reason I brought him in was a couple of reasons. Number one, it makes the episodes fun.
It does.
Mr. X makes it fun, but he's a part of so many things. As you guys will soon see, I'm in Vegas a lot. Events are in Vegas. He's always there, and he always takes care of me. Mm-hmm. And I always think about how he has taken care of me since day one without even paying him anything. Just because I was referred to him by someone he respected.
Yeah.
And I think about that a lot in business. Like the way he is in Vegas, always over delivering. Mm-hmm. That's my goal with business, to do the same thing.
Got it. That was a good story in the episode. I highly recommend. If you haven't watched it yet, that's probably one of the best parts.
X.
You got to check it out.
And that happened.
Yeah, right. I don't doubt it.
Everything has happened, by the way.
Vince, like, just on the Mr. X itself, Vince would tell me these stories, and I would be like, okay, yeah, they sound great. I'm sure it happened, right? But until I actually went with Vince to Vegas after, conferences and, all the business stuff, we went out. Yeah, it's true. So I want to get to what you were just going to talk about, that guy who you had a lunch with. And
can I curse? Can you bleep it all out?
This is the recap show.
Connor?
It's the recap.
Okay, here's the bleep. This guy was. Okay.
All right. Vince got out of the system.
All right.
So you had this lunch. You were talking to him about your app idea because he owned an app company too.
Yeah, Mike. Hold on. This is how it happened.
What happened? Tell me.
This man said he was going to build an app for businesses, right? Like websites. If you have a website, I'm going to go and we're going to turn your website into an app.
Uh-huh.
I was going to build individuals for people. Like every human being walking the earth should have their own app.
Got it.
So that's where it's different.
Got it.
This man, within 15, 20 minutes of me telling him this, walks on that stage and says, I have this vision. Every individual should have an app. And I believe that, it's going to change the world. And the speech went on, and I want to create this app for everybody here at this event for free.
Uh-huh.
The man would not look at me the rest of the event. He knew he messed up. It was crazy.
Can't believe that.
We'll talk more about him. You'll see it in the
right
next episode.
right after the fact.
I mean,
like no shame.
No shame.
Wow.
Couldn't look me in the eye the rest of the event.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. And if you're still watching, what happened to your app company? You saw what happened to mine. I'm just saying.
And there you go, man. You all of you watching right now, those are the juicy details that we cover here on the recap show. So if you're not subscribed, why not? Watch the episodes, binge watch them. They're all for you to enjoy. And with that, peace. We're out.
See ya.